read up the profile of our profile, which is who is Karen Ifema Ochie, the founder of the Awele Foundation. She is a young professional engineer with 2 years postgraduate experience in petroleum engineering, project management, and planning engineering. She's the founder and director of the Awele Foundation, a cancer risk reduction foundation in line with the United Nations SDG 3. She volunteers for several NGOs associated with STEM advocacy and is currently the Assistant Career Guidance Chair for SPE Lagos Section 61. She holds a bachelor degree in petroleum engineering first class honors from Covenant University. It's a great pleasure to have her in our midst even this evening, as she'll be opening our minds even to some things that we'll be seeing pertaining to technology, pertaining to our business. COVID has brought us, enlightened every one of us. We have moved virtually, and now we are here. We are here all together, communicating, not meeting physically, but virtually. We'll be discussing on the role of technology in remote entrepreneurial success. So how do you maximize technology? What are the things that you should enhance in technology so that you'll be able to do what? To boost or help your business to become better. So on this note, I would like to welcome Karen Ochie to the platform, even as she have a section tonight.
Hello, everyone. Good evening and a good day wherever you might be dialing in from. Here is still afternoon, so good day to you all. And it's a pleasure to be on this platform. When I graduated from school, I know an article was covered on me by this platform, and it's very enlightening to be able to speak here on this platform again and share my little insights. So I'll be sharing my slides shortly. Can you give me, okay, let me know when you can see my slides.
Okay.
Yeah. A minute, please. All right, so can you see my slides?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I noticed that we are not a large crowd, so I would like for the session to be as interactive as possible. Let's get to discuss, that way we can all add value to one another. So my name is Karen. My first name is Karen, Karen Ochie, but I go by Karen most times. And before we jump into the session, like I mentioned, I want this session to be close-knit, basically. So I see from the chat section that we've done a good job introducing ourselves. So some people mentioned where they're dialing in from, but if you've not, just type briefly where you're dialing in from. Let's get talking. So let's see. So I am dialing in from Oklahoma. So just let me know where you're dialing in from. Let's interact, basically. Okay, so Soji is dialing in from Lagos, Nigeria. That's nice. How is Lagos these days? Okay, so Fumi is dialing in from Canada. Okay. Okay, thanks for replying, Soji. Okay, David is from Belgium. Wow, this is a vast crowd. Actually, we are dialing in from different places. That's very nice. Okay, so having said that, we're going to do another icebreaker, and I just want I'll take about 10 to 15 minutes on this, or 10 minutes basically. So just in the chat section, tell me which you prefer, Owambe or Twitter. Do you prefer online classes or in-person classes? For those of us that go to school, for those of us that work, do you prefer working from home, or you prefer going to going out to work. I've had a mix of the both, so I'll be sharing my experiences. Do you prefer eating in, or you like to eat out, dress up and all of that? Would you rather Netflix and chill, or you want to go to the cinema to see your movies in person? Would you rather order your goods from Jumia or Eco Market? Just in the chat section, just tell me your answers, and then if you want, I can unmute you, or you can unmute yourself, and then when I call upon you, you just tell me why you chose those answers. Okay, so G says he currently works from home, but do you prefer it too? Do you prefer working from home, or you'd rather work from the office? You prefer ordering online? All right. I hope we can all see the icebreaker though.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so Soji, can you unmute yourself and tell us why? Well, not why. You currently work from home, so which do you prefer? Would you rather go to the office every day or work from home? You know, and why do you prefer ordering online?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Yes.
As I've told you, I'm a finance and tax practitioner. I'm an auditor, a licensed auditor in Nigeria, though I have an office, but in view of the current pandemic, COVID-19, you cannot work in every client office. Most of the thing we do, client does send their reports to us, and basically auditor, if necessary, to do physical verifications of the document or asset, your getting in touch with the client office is going to be very brief. I think I'm done with that one. But for ordering online, most of the things that I buy is basically online. You know, you check out Jumia, Konga, and if the stuff, for me, most of the stuff is reasonable in pricing, and then it do conform with what I actually order for online. Then I go for it. I'm not sure whether I'm seeing the other icebreaker questions so that
Okay, do you prefer eating in or eating
attempt it
out?
at once.
Netflix or cinema?
Oh, that one is that one is a very serious one. I'm not a person that eat outside. 95% of my eating is from home.
Okay.
I only take something light, maybe minerals, meat pie, if I go outside to work. For cinema, I'm not really a fan of cinema, but at least maybe about 5, 10 years ago, I've attempted watching at the cinema. Basically, I'm not a fan of going to cinema. What's the last question then? I
You've
can
answered
quickly.
everything actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's
Thank you.
basically.
So
You're welcome.
Fumi says eating, Netflix, work from home. Oh, that's nice. Fumi, can you unmute yourself? Would you prefer Owambe or Twitter then? What's your take? Okay.
Owambe or Twitter, is that a question?
Yeah, which would you rather, Owambe or Twitter?
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
None of it, none of the above.
Okay.
Twitter
So
is just a dragging ground. I don't like going to Twitter. Like, it's just full of drama. Then Owambe, no, I don't know how to dance, so I'm not an Owambe person.
Okay, so would you rather go to Eco Market or you order online?
I'll order online. I don't have the stress for Eco markets.
Okay.
If I get
So
someone I can trust, I'll order online.
okay. So David says cinema, but now glued to Netflix, home eating, home working is preferred because of flexibility. David, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so I would have said you're an outdoor person, but home eating, home working. So let's see if maybe the odds can tilt in our favor. Would you rather Owambe or Twitter? I think that's the one you've not attempted. Online market or Echo?
Oh, well, online markets. Well, I'm not actually a very big fan. I like to see what I'm buying. I don't buy much, but I try to buy specifically what I want. So I want to see. So I don't like returning back. So I like to go shopping into the shops. In
Okay.
terms of Owambe or Twitter, none except Twitter for business. So
Okay.
I don't do any Twitter, WhatsApp deliberately out of social media.
Okay. Thank you very much, David.
Very welcome.
So, Tomisin says, in-person classes, eating, work from home, Jumia, Netflix. Tomisin, are you there? So why in-person classes over online classes?
Okay, thank you so much. In-person classes actually give you room to get question and read signs compared to online classes, because when you are online, the teacher is just there to deliver, begin to take more time to ask some questions. But probably, let's say for Nigeria online now, you can actually have a limited time. If the time is up, the lecturer can say, the time is up, let's meet in the next class. And there's no room for question. But in-person class, you can actually ask questions, deliberate, and have food together.
Okay. Thank you very much for your feedback. So the last person is Ayo. So Ayo says, I prefer in-person classes, but Ayo, can you come on and tell us your other preferences? Hello, Ayo, are you there? All right. Ayo, are you there? Okay, there's something in the chat session. Okay, so from Andrew says, Owambe, in person, eating, cinema, Jumia. Okay, so Andrew Leo, rather, are you there? Can you unmute yourself for a minute?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so if you like Owambe, then why do you like eating in? I mean, there's no right or wrong question. There's no right or wrong answer. I just want to see your opinion, that's all.
I like eating at home. I like cooking for myself. But for the Owambe part, I like party. So I like going out, seeing people, connection,
Okay,
and the rest.
so you're a people's person, right?
Yeah, big time.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I think I pretty much covered everybody. And thank you very much, everyone, for participating in the icebreaker. It's just a jumping into the discussion we are having today, right? So first off, I'll start by sharing my professional experience with you. My first job experience was as an undergraduate intern at AdAx Petroleum. I studied petroleum engineering in school, so I've always been in the oil and gas business, right? So that was where I had my first work experience, and then I graduated from the university and I went ahead to work as a graduate engineer at Stellog Energy, and I left eventually to a better place, Acrid Petroleum, where I did my NYSC, and that was when I established the Awele Foundation. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this story with you is because it closely relates with our topic for today. Now, after I served at Acrid Petroleum, I went on to work at ExxonMobil, and then I'm currently a graduate teaching assistant at the University of Oklahoma, right? And in all of this, after I established the Awele Foundation, we were working remotely, right? Then working remotely was not a normal, but that is basically what we were doing because we didn't have an office. All our documents were on the go, but somehow we had to function. And that flexibility is the reason why I'm in the US currently, but the organization is still able to run on its own, right? While it's not an entrepreneurship portfolio entirely, it's a socialpreneurship organization, right? So I feel like experiences that I have built on these past couple of days, past couple of years rather, are things you can leverage on for your success as an entrepreneur. So yeah. So a short story, right? Remote working. How did it come about? Well, not how did it come about, right? Because that's always been there. The question is, how did it become a new normal? How is it now part of our lingua? It's something that you see and people are no longer surprised. We're all aware that, you know, last year we were struck by the pandemic and it's dramatically altered the way working, the way entrepreneurship looks like for many of us. Now, a lot of these changes have actually come to stay. We don't know which will be permanent, we don't know which won't, but we know it has come to stay. I'll use myself for an example, right? I'm a teaching assistant in the US, and last week we had a snowstorm, right? So we were locked throughout the week, we could not go out, we were indoors, and then I found myself in the position where I had to attend my classes online. I had to take attendance of students. I basically had to assist the professors online via Zoom. Now, that's something that I feel 2 years ago, while I was in school, if school is closed, school is closed. There is nothing like school is closed and we are moving online, right? So if school is closed, school is closed. But these days, you know, because of everybody has kind of embraced the flexibility of remote working, right? So there is like 1,001 alternatives to provide solutions to problems. As entrepreneurs, we should brace ourselves for this kind of change because, like I said, we don't know which changes have come to stay, which changes would go or will go, or which will revert back to what it was before. So we have to brace ourselves, which is the reason why most of us need to adopt the remote working. And in order to efficiently work remotely, you need to basically embrace technology, right? Which brings us to the topic of the discussion today, you know, employing technology for success when working remotely. Now, what's our current reality? We are found in a situation or, you know, and please, if at any point in this presentation you feel you have a question, feel free to jump right in. I want it to be quite informal, right? It's not a classroom or anything serious. Okay, so what is our current reality, right? So there are some terms that are now familiar with us. It is now our lingua. So we hear things like quarantine, you know, flattening the curve, Zoom. I mean, I knew of Zoom as at 2 years ago, but it was just once in a while. I'll struggle to find my way around it. But like over the past year, as an organization, the Awele Foundation, we had to embrace online programs, a lot of online sensitizations. So I've had to sharpen my skills, my interpersonal skills, my online skills, my PR skills, my designing skills, because if you want to keep the business going, you have to remain in people's faces, right? And if I can't come to you to talk to you one-on-one because I have to social distance, or because I have to quarantine, or because I'm staying at home, then I have to look for a way to reach out to you online. So I need to harness these skills, basically. So I'll just share with you some of technology that can assist your remote functionality. Some of them I have used, some of them I have not used, but I have seen good recommendations online. So basically, you want to have platforms for connectivity. So it could be internet, because if I don't have internet, I can't even be on this call right now, right? It could be internet, it could be VPN, so, you know, to connect remotely, connect organizations remotely, different meeting platforms. And trust me, your meeting platform, the kind of meeting platform you decide to host your meeting in can make or mar your meeting, in as much as it sounds very lightweight, like, can't you just use Zoom? I've had bad experiences with Zoom. I've had horrible experiences with Zoom, experiences where I'm in a meeting with my team and someone hacks into the meeting and they're displaying maybe nude pictures or writing racist statements, you know. It's not, somebody did not tell me, I experienced it one-on-one. So you have to ensure that your meeting platforms are quite secure, basically. Things like webcams, drones can help you track your productivity. It can help you to monitor productivity for those of us that have businesses, warehouse, and things like that, right? Online platforms for ordering. These days, a lot of companies have incorporated online platforms. The Awele Foundation, we have had to incorporate online platforms for donations, because before it used to be, you see somebody, you talk to them, you pitch your idea, they like what you're doing, they like the business you're selling, right? And they're willing to buy into the idea. But these days, you don't have that flexibility. So in people's faces a lot, but there has to be a way for people to donate. So we had to like set up pay stack and all of that. And then it actually helped us because we got people from the US, people from Canada, different parts of the world donating because of that flexibility. Unlike when we just had the regular go to the bank and transfer and things like that. Also, you need to improve your telework and teleservice. There are a lot of them these days, and there are so many of them that come at a cheap cost if you're willing to do the research, you know. And then it's very, very beneficial to automate your tasks as much as you can, because you're not really going to be seeing people, right? Like our friend that said he's a people person. You know, there's some people that they are good with people, right? You can see them, you can encourage them, you can be the motivator. But then when that avenue is not available, what happens? Does your business go down? Does your organization crumble because of that effect? No, you have to look for other avenues you can use to automate those tasks, right? So I've said, I mean, this presentation it's not going to be long, and I'm not going to bore you, trust me, I'm almost done. So, and in all the English I've been speaking since, I've said a lot of things, and you know how why technology basically is beneficial to your success as an entrepreneur or as a socialpreneur. But like, in order to have that technology, what do you need? What are the requirements? So the first is connectivity, right? And when I say connectivity, I mean connectivity with people and connectivity with devices, right? So you have to have what they call online etiquettes. You have to have Zoom meeting etiquettes. If you're not talking, you mute yourself. You have to know all of those things. You have to basically know how to connect with people online, how to connect to your devices too, right? Because if I had a meeting link for this meeting, but I could not connect well, I will not be here now. So I have to have the right connectivity. The second thing is you have to have the right infrastructure. You have to know what you need to ensure the success of your organization based on you know, the size or your goals and all of that. And I will heavily be using the Awele Foundation as my case study, right? So a lot of our volunteers are not in Nigeria currently, but then we found ourselves in a place where we still have to make things work. I mean, I feel it all started with the rise of the pandemic, because despite the pandemic, we needed to make things work, right? So we were in a place where when we want to do outreach, everybody gathers in a particular place and we have the outreach there and it's a success. But then we had to cancel our outreach for March. And then we finally decided, so all of March, all of April, we're not doing anything. And I mean, how were we supposed to make impact? Of course, people cannot gather together to do something. So we came up with the idea that, okay, if we can meet at a place and have something as a crowd, we can, wherever we are, do something in our own capacities. And that was how we had our first outreach, where we shared nose marks to different locations around Lagos. And that was a success, you know. We had 1 or 2 volunteers, not too much, come out, do your thing. wherever you are, share your flyers. If you want to know how to participate, you don't have to come that day. Just by creating publicity, telling one or two people, we can make impact. And that went well. So it gave us an idea to conduct our second outreach, right, which was the annual cancer outreach we normally would have. So we then did it, we had it in different places in Nigeria, different parts of Nigeria, and in the US as well. Now, without employing technology infrastructure, without employing the right remote facilities, we would never, ever, ever in our wildest dream have thought that we could break out of Lagos so soon. So we're thinking we might have to have maybe volunteered or established in Lagos for like 5 years before we move to another state in Nigeria. But we are not just reaching other parts of Nigeria, we are reaching other parts of the world, because we are trying to capitalize on the capacity of doing things remotely, and we kind of have like a centralized technological infrastructure. All our reports, all our documentations are all on the cloud, right? So you don't have to come to my office to get a report. I just need to give you an access based on what I want you to do. If I want you to be able to edit, I give you edit access. If I just want you to be able to view, I give you view access, right? And in as much as that might seem small, we've done that for everything we do. For our publicity, all of our flyers are in a centralized domain where everybody has access to, everybody that needs access to has access to, mind you. I'll talk on that in the last point. And then all our flyers, all our designs. So I can be working on a design and I'll get stuck and I'll say, hey, I'm stuck here, come on board and help me complete it. So, we've tried to establish a rigid infrastructure. Of course, we are still growing and it's still open to growth, but it's still foremost at the back of our minds. And you also need to have the right support, right? So if you have the right infrastructure, but you don't have the right support, you can't go so far, right? Because if something happens, if something goes wrong, what do you do? What happens basically? You have to know who to call to, who to run to. Of course, because we are a great organization, Google is our next door neighbor. But then the point is, we know that if we run into something, Google is there. And then we try to make our platforms of communication very active, right? So if I run into a problem and I post it here, I know one time or the other that somebody is coming in. And we've tried to like make our executives vast. So we have some people from the IT domain, we have some people from the telecoms domain, we have some people who are just regular engineers. So if something goes wrong, there is almost always somebody that has an idea of what's going wrong. So it's very important to have the right support. And the last thing is going to be cybersecurity. Mind you, in as much as I say we have everything is on the cloud, it's not everybody that has access to everything. You have access to things that are within your business. For instance, the publicity chair manages all our social media accounts. He has all the access. But the secretary manages our emails. So she has the access. She doesn't have access to social media because that is really not her business, right? The same thing for the publicity chair and the same thing for the treasurer. You have access to what you're limited to. And the reason is this, right? It's not like I don't trust any of them or we don't trust each other, right? Because it's not just me. The point is, you want to be secure, because these days, in as much as I shared my experience of a Zoom meeting where it was hacked and things, that is a breach in cybersecurity. Our meeting was not secure, simple. So these days you see people go the extra length, they tell you have, before you go into a meeting, you have to fill Google form, then they send you the link to your mail directly. All of those things are just security protocols to make sure that your event goes smoothly. And it goes maybe you're using a WhatsApp business as well, because for those of us that are starting out as entrepreneurs, you might have a WhatsApp account and you have a WhatsApp business. You want to make sure that those things are secure. What are you displaying? Because you have like a brand that people are going to see, and basically it's based on what people see that they're going to brand your organization. So what are you showing out to the world? Your security has to be tight. You have to be careful of phishing mails. You have to be careful of phishing calls. You have to be careful of all of those things. All right. So all of these things I've said, I've shared with you just a brief recap why you need to employ technology basically, or how I've shared with you how some infrastructure you can employ, the requirements you need. So why do we have to even have this discussion in the first place, right? The first thing is it makes adaptability easier. Initially, when I wanted to travel to the US, the first thought on my mind was, what happens to the Awele Foundation? And that's what almost everybody asks me. Like, what happens to Awele? And I'm like, we're still in business, because we are still in business, right? Because we've been able to adapt and even grow, right? Because we've been able to embrace technology. It makes flexibility easier. Honestly, it does. Like I said, I can be working on a design for maybe an event is coming up and I'm working on a design. I get stuck, or maybe I have what did they call it, designer's block or something like that. I just stop and say, hey, this is the link, please help me complete it, I'm quite tired. It's very flexible. The person I'm handing it over to collect it, I can be working on a report, for instance, and I'm like, here's my report, review it. Or someone is working on the report and says, this is my report, review it, right? I don't even need to download on the cloud. I edit it. The person can track my changes, see what changes have been made. It really makes flexibility easier. It helps curb the spread of coronavirus, because you're not seeing people and you're flattening the curve. It also ensures profitability while keeping safe. And most importantly, it ensures continuity in operations. You keep going, right? So I'm almost at the end of my presentation, but then in everything that I've said, I feel like the real question we should ask ourselves at the end of the day is, are we prepared to embrace this technology? Because the technology is there, right? It's actually there. Now, the question is, do you know what you need? Do you know where to get it? And then all of that is encapsulated in, are we prepared to embrace the technology? So to end my session, I will just play this video by Apple, where they had to, it was a simple, the attacks was very simple, right? But like, they had to embrace technology to make it work. So I'll just share this video shortly. Please let me know if you can see the video.
How's the whole working from home thing going for you?
Whoa! What? No!
Can you hear and see the video? You can just unmute yourself. Hello?
Yes, we can hear.
Okay.
We can hear.
Okay, good.
How's the whole working from home thing going for you?
Whoa! What? No! Guys, does anyone have my iPad?
Close your eyes, gently deepen your breath.
Babe, your boss is FaceTiming you.
What?
Vivian?
This is not good.
Morning.
Good morning.
So Project Pandora's box is back, and we need to present new designs on Monday. Oh, and it needs to be recyclable. Any questions?
Yeah, when you say recyclable.
Good.
No! What's going on?
Project Pandora's box is back.
What? No!
We can't do this in 1 week.
It's just a box.
But we're working from home, Bridget. Exactly. And I got kids all week. And I have my mom all the time. You say something, boo-boo?
We can totally do this, okay? Today we'll get up to speed, and then tomorrow we think inside the box.
What day is it?
Monday.
I thought it was Tuesday.
Is she serious?
10 minutes for lunch. It takes 15 minutes to make lunch.
Oh, so you got my schedule. Okay, so I'll send over the rebrief. Does anybody have a spec sheet?
Oh, wait, I think I have it.
Perfect. Scan it and send it.
I don't have a scanner.
There's one on your phone.
Where?
To send notes.
Oh, this is really cool. Whoa, 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 make it stop.
At 8 a.m. tomorrow, remind me to remind the team about... Come on, no one has anything? Nothing? No ideas?
Guys, simmer down.
Dave, please.
Sorry, guys.
You
Well,
know,
I did have this. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
You go, Brian.
No,
Well,
I was
like I was
just
saying,
trying to
I had
say.
this-
Please, just one of you go.
Well, I had this dream last night that the box was like a transformer.
This is why I hate brainstorming.
Come on, we just need a solution that is lightweight and sustainable.
And cheap.
Dad, it's running.
Ew.
You should go. Too expensive.
What about tissue paper?
Too fragile.
Any other ideas?
Did you guys hear? I think Vivian has a new assistant.
That's like the fourth one this year.
What happened to the one that cried all the time?
She had to go back to Canada.
What if we did something like this?
Meatballs?
No, hexagons.
Yeah, it's cool, like this.
Honeycomb.
Yeah, we can totally make honeycomb out of cardboard.
Wait, this could work.
Okay, guys, hey, slow down. Do not put that in your mouth. Hey, good morning.
Morning. Great work, everybody. We are really making progress. Oh, shoot. Vivian's calling.
Oh, great.
Morning.
Hi.
2 things. The presentation has been moved to this Friday, and
Friday?
I have to take this.
What was the second thing?
I wish my mom had a pool.
No, the budget just got cut in half. Of course it did, because that's what happens. They cut the budget in half, and then they're going to cut it in half again.
Do you think you should call?
Oh, no, do not say his name. I would rather speak to my ex-wife than have to talk to Mike from finance. How are you, buddy?
Yo,
Are those swords?
they're katanas.
Right, you are. So, listen, did Vivian speak with you yet?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Are you a little businessman? The big cheese in charge of the company?
Bridget, are you talking to your cat?
No.
There's got to be a cheaper cardboard. Nothing cheaper? Whoa! You're going in the naughty corner. Not you, Jerry. I need you to work with me. Ow! Bridget, this is impossible.
Hey, using less cardboard is good, right?
Yeah, less cardboard, less dollars.
I have to take out the trash.
Hey Siri, can you read us a bedtime story with no monsters?
Morning.
Brian?
I think I figured it out. I'm gonna add the others.
Have you been to bed?
No.
Brian?
Sorry, did I wake you?
No, I was just meditating.
I think I found a solution to the budget.
What?
How?
We make the pattern bigger.
You're a genius. I love you.
How does making it bigger mean less cardboard?
Brian, how much less?
Brian, use your iPad.
All right. It's about 1 3/4 of an iPad?
No, use the measuring tool on your iPad.
Oh, a lot less.
What the? My computer's possessed. The numbers are literally changing right in front of me.
It's your document. It's probably Mike on finance.
That man is everywhere. No. He's texting me.
Hey, Marie, how do I get InDesign?
Ask Sam. Why? What are you designing?
Oh, no, nothing.
Hey, Sam.
How's the whole working from home thing going for you?
No. What do you want?
I really need InDesign because we have this big present.
Done.
Oh, awesome. You know, when this is all over, you and I should go do something fun. Just the girls out of the...
Who's changing the design?
I thought I could do with a little more zing.
Where did you even find these fonts? What happened to slide 4?
New class coming over now. Whoosh.
Got it.
I was reading that team means together, everyone achieves more. And that.
Should we tell her she's on mute?
Not yet.
Wait, was I on mute?
What? No.
No, I mean, good. Oh, wait, the client's coming on. Is everyone wearing pants?
Are we all there?
Yes, I'm here.
I hope
Good,
you
yeah.
enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. So, yeah. So back to our question that I asked earlier. Basically, it was just to try to distinguish those of us that like working from home, or those of us that like the at home, staying at home, staying indoors, or those of us that like to be around people, that like to go out and all of that. I mean, there is no right or wrong answer, right? Because I like eating out, but I also like cooking. So there's no right or wrong answer. It's just which is your preference. And from the video, we can see they had to employ a lot of things that we've covered in this webinar. It's just to give us like, I thought the video was just to share a real life insight, or well, it's an ad, so not real life, but like an insight of how working from home can be and how having a good team that is properly integrated, is very important. So if you notice, that guy, when he wanted to measure the dimensions and he didn't have a ruler, there was somebody to tell him, use the ruler on your iPad. That is the support we are talking about. Remember when the guy that had children, his numbers in the computers were changing, and the lady said, it's Mike from finance, I was working on the document. So that is the whole point of connectivity. When you have your documents on the cloud, other team members can work on it. So that basically brings us to the end of the session today, and I hope I have been able to add value. Thank you. Tommy, see, you're muted. Don't be like the girl in the video.
Yeah. I've seen that. I've muted myself, so I have to mute. So thank you so much for the wonderful class. Thank you for the insights. I picked something that actually the platform you have a meeting really matters. Any kind of meeting that you have is very important, and even as an entrepreneur, you probably with a client or with anybody, probably are the one fixing the meeting. To ensure that that platform you are using is secured and is available to you to use. So thank you so much. I don't know if is there any question from anybody in the house? Any question from anybody? Okay, if there is any question, I want to see a show of hands.
Important for security, yes. So yes, there are some people that need to have the access, those that need to should have the access. Yes. Thank you. So if you have any questions, I'm free to answer your questions.
Okay, we have a question here, which says, is remote working or studying the new normal? Is remote working or studying the new normal?
Well, I feel for a while it's going to be a hybrid environment, right? So presently I have some online classes, I have some Zoom classes. So apparently Zoom classes are even considered in-person classes now. I don't know why that is, but here Zoom classes are like in-person classes because you're meeting the person. So there are apparently online classes where the videos are pre-recorded, and then you have Zoom classes and you actually have one-on-one person. So while I feel for remote working as well, I mean, before I left ExxonMobil, I had been working at home for like 9 months, and till now, work has not resumed in person. It's still remote working. So while I feel over time, because human beings, we live for interaction, right? So the bulk of us want to meet with people, want to connect to people. While I feel it might not be the new normal. I feel the hybrid environment is here to stay.
Okay, thank you so much. Is there any other question? Okay, there's another one coming up. It says,
Yeah.
our connectivity in Nigeria is not seamless. What are the caveats or the flip side to this?
All right. So connectivity in Nigeria is, I'm really happy that this meeting has not been disrupted yet or anything of the sort. But then actually there is a lot of room for growth for us, when it comes to improving on our connectivity. Basically, there are different things you can do. Your signal strength basically is out of your power, right? You can't handle that. But there have been times when I've had presentations back home, I've had to connect on Wi-Fi and on my mobile device. It has been that serious, right? Here in the US is one or the other. It's either you're connected to the Wi-Fi, and the moment your Wi-Fi runs out, your mobile device kicks in. In short, there is no option to turn off your mobile data here, right? Because it's one or the other at every time. You have to be connected. And back home, it's not really like that. I feel we can do the most we can do. There are discussions of 5G network coming up, and I know that back home people have said it is the work of the devil and things like that. But here it's my phone is 5G. If you buy a new phone, it comes with 5G embedded. There's nothing much you can do, right? So I feel we just have to the first thing I'll advise, especially for business owners, is to do some research, right? So over time, I found out that certain networks work better in my area compared to others, right? So that small research acting around could help you a lot of this grace in the future. You can do little research to know what connectivity works for you. And power is a big threat. And I can say this because I've experienced both sides of the coin, right? So there are times when I've been in a webinar and I'm the speaker, and then maybe NEPA takes lights, and then I will have to be shouting at my siblings, try to mute the call so I don't disrupt the meeting, on the gen, and all of that. So yes, power is actually a big threat. And as at the time when I was leaving ExxonMobil, they were at a place where they were trying to accommodate for all of this and then make provisions for additional power, additional internet in your salary so that it kind of cushioned the effect. Because I found myself in the position where I was spending over 20,000 a month on internet, and before I was not using up to 5,000 a month, right? And then if you want to consider for power to monitoring when to charge my laptop, when to not charge, and all of that. So yeah, so we have to consider you know I will not say consider, right? Because at times power is not in our hands, right? It's not not like it's not something we can control when it's available and when it's not available. But then if you really want to be successful in your business, you have to plan on the best way to accommodate your power and connectivity issues, because you need power and connectivity. It's part of the infrastructure I was talking about. You need power, you need connectivity. Power and the internet is what makes up your connectivity either way. So yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I picked something that you have to plan, even for your connectivity. It's not just about the business alone, but your connectivity in its own sense, so that you don't get shut out at any point in time. Is there any question? We still have minutes. If there's any question, kindly put it in the chat box before we move on to the next thing. Anyone, if you want to unmute, kindly unmute to ask a question if you like to say your question out. Okay. Okay, I think there's no more question from anyone. So I would like to say thank you so much for the class. I believe we all have learned a thing or two from the class, actually, even to apply to our businesses. Like you said, that when it comes to business, you have to know some things, online etiquette, Zoom etiquette, and so many other things, so that you don't get to a platform and what you want to do is distracting what others are actually doing. So it's good to also learn all this and also get the necessary instruments and gadgets to make your business or your meetings with clients and every other person seamless. Let it be easy for them to be able to connect with you and then be able to achieve success in all that you do. So thank you so much once again, Karen. It's been a pleasure having you here tonight at Africa Academy. I would believe
Pleasure is
that
mine.
by next time we'll call you will surely give us the avenue to have you back here to shed more light on other aspects that might pertain to business and entrepreneurs. Thank you so much. So just before we round up, I would like to say that this platform is by Cityscope Africa, and we're online and we're on YouTube, Cityscope Africa. You can search it out. You can follow us and
Hello, everyone. I think Thomason is having those challenges that Karen spoke about. So I'll take over from him. Yes, my name is Kolade Ayorinde. I'm the co-founder of Cityscope Africa. And we really appreciate your time, Karen. We thank you for this session. We had a wonderful time. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this evening. We appreciate you for attending this session. We want to tell you that Cityscope Africa is into developing lifestyle. We have our magazine which promotes Africans both in Nigeria, both in Africa and in the diaspora. We also have the Let's Go Nigeria tourist app, which basically promote tourism in Nigeria. Sorry, I'm mixing the two. Why? What's going on? Anyway, Nigeria is, as you know, Nigeria is home. So most of the time I speak Nigeria. However, this evening, I want to thank you all for this session. Let's Go Nigeria is having a voting session for tourism personality of the quarter. We invite you to go to all our platforms. You will see, you will know how you can vote for each of the nominees. Please acquaint yourself with all we do. We are into promoting Africa, the people, and the places. So over to you guys. Do what you have to do to promote Africa. It's yours. Let's make our home better. At this point, I want to thank you all for attending. It's been a wonderful evening with Karen and with you all. So have a nice evening. Enjoy the weekend. Continue to adhere to all the COVID-19 protocols and keep safe. Have a nice evening. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.